The Channel Tunnel with Corkels below sea level. At 37.9 kilometers, the tunnel has the longest underwater section of any tunnel in the world, and is the third longest railway tunnel in the world. The speed limit for trains through the tunnel is 160 kilometers per hour. The Channel Tunnel is owned and operated by Getlink. The tunnel carries high-speed Eurostar passenger trains, the Eurotunnel shuttle for road vehicles and international freight trains. The tunnel connects end-to-end with the high-speed railway lines of the LGV Nord in France and High-Speed 1 in England. In 2017, through rail services carried 10.3 million passengers and 1.22 million tons of freight. And the shuttle carried 10.4 million passengers, 2.6 million cars, 51,000 coaches, and 1.6 million lorries. This compares with 11.7 million passengers, 2.6 million lorries and 2.2 million cars by sea through the port of Dover. Plans to build a cross-channel fixed link appeared as early as 1802. But British political and media pressure over the compromising of national security had disrupted attempts to build a tunnel. An early unsuccessful attempt at building a tunnel was made in the late 19th century. On the English side, in the hope of forcing the hand of the English government, the eventual successful project, organized by Eurotunnel, began construction in 1988 and opened in 1994. Valued at £5.5 billion in 1985, it was at the time the most expensive construction project ever proposed. The cost finally amounted to £9 billion, well over its predicted budget. Since its construction, the tunnel has experienced a few mechanical problems. Both fires and cold weather have temporarily disrupted its operation. Since at least 1997, people have attempted to use the tunnel to travel illegally to the UK, causing many migrants to head towards Calais and creating ongoing issues of human rights violations, illegal immigration, diplomatic disagreement, and violence. In 1802, Albert Mathieu Favier, a French mining engineer, put forward a proposal to tunnel under the English Channel, with illumination from oil lamps, horse-drawn coaches, and an artificial island positioned mid-channel for changing horses. Mathieu Favier's design envisaged a bow two-level tunnel with the top tunnel used for transport, and the bottom one for groundwater flows. In 1839, Aimé Thomé de Gummand, a Frenchman, performed the first geological and hydrographical surveys on the channel. Between Calais and Dover, Thomé de Gummand explored several schemes and, in 1856, he presented a proposal to Napoleon III for a mined railway tunnel from Cap Gris-Nez to Eastware Point with a port, air shaft on the Warnay sandbank at a cost of 170 million francs, or less than £7 million. In 1865, a deputation led by George Ward Hunt proposed the idea of a tunnel to the Chancellor of the Exchequer of the day, William Ewart Gladstone. Around 1866, William Lowe and Sir John Hawkshaw promoted ideas, but apart from preliminary geological studies none were implemented. An official Anglo-French protocol was established in 1876 for a cross-channel railway tunnel. In 1881, the British railway entrepreneurs Sir Edward Watkin and Alexander Lavallee, a French Suez Canal contractor, were in the Anglo-French Submarine Railway Company that conducted exploratory work on both sides of the channel. On the English side at 2.13 meters from Sangatte. The project was abandoned in May 1882, owing to British political and press campaigns asserting that a tunnel would compromise Britain's national defences. These early works were encountered more than a century later during the TML project. A 1907 film, Tunnelling the English Channel by pioneer filmmaker Georges Méliès, depicts King Edward VII and President Armand Falaise dreaming of building a tunnel under the English Channel. In 1919, during the Paris Peace Conference, the British Prime Minister, David Lloyd George, repeatedly brought up the idea of a channel tunnel as a way of reassuring France about British willingness to defend against another German attack. The French did not take the idea seriously, and nothing came of Lloyd George's proposal. In the 1920s, Winston Churchill had advocated for the Channel Tunnel, using that exact name in an essay entitled, "Should Strategists Veto the Tunnel?" The essay was published on the 27th of July 1924 in the Weekly Dispatch, and argued vehemently against the idea that the tunnel could be used by a continental enemy in an invasion of Britain. Churchill expressed his enthusiasm for the project again in an article for the Daily Mail on 12 February 1936. Why not a Channel Tunnel? There was another proposal in 1929. But nothing came of this discussion and the idea was shelved. Proponents estimated the construction cost at $150 million United States dollars. The engineers had addressed the concerns of both nations' military leaders by designing two sumps, one near the coast of each country, that could be flooded at will to block the tunnel. But this did not appease military leaders.